All right. Hello. My name is Adolfo Romero. Today's April 21st, 2023. And I'm here on behalf of the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. And this is part of the Tidewater Main Street Project. And today I'm here with my colleague,
Mason Keyeser.
And today, who do I have the pleasure to be interviewing today?
You had the pleasure of interviewing Louis Castle Briggs Jr.
All right, Mr. Lewis. Is that okay if I call you Lewis? Or?
Yes, yes.
All right, sir. All right, so let's begin. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing? Where were you born and raised? Let's begin with that.
I was born here in Middlesex County, and I've been here all my life. I was born right here at Locust Hill, Virginia. That's about 5 miles from here. And I was born in 1946.
1946.
And I worked at the Newport News shipyard for 42 years. Got drafted at the shipyard and went to Vietnam in 1968. And matter of fact, ended up spending 2 years in service. I got out of service in 1970.
All right.
And basically, like I say, went to St. Cloud Walker High School. Did 4 years there. Played baseball. Was pretty good at playing baseball. I love hunting, love fishing. I love the outside, put it that way. And it's the stuff that I do outside. I love my garden, raise a nice garden, so the community come around and get what they want.
Oh, that's good.
But other than that, it's just been a pretty stable life. Except for the 2 years in service.
All right, we'll get to that.
I didn't like that.
Oh, man.
Because I was on the front line, I had to fight, But other than that, I had a pretty normal life.
All right, Louis. Can you tell me a little bit about your grandparents? Do you remember your grandparents or great-grandparents? Do you know their names, stories?
Ernest Lockley Sr. was my grandfather. And like I said, he passed maybe about 20 years ago. And my grandmother's name was Mary Lockley. And my mother's name is Ruby Lee Briggs. She was married to my father, Louis Briggs. And right today, she is 97 years old. So
Wow.
I hope my life had the longevity. So, but I guess I was in the hospital a few weeks ago for, they say I had a congestive heart failure, but I blame it on something else. I believe when I took that father shot back here in January, I started going downhill from there. And so, but they finally admit to me that it causes a problem, but like I say.
Okay. All right, Louis, can you tell me a little bit about, did your grandparents and parents grow up in Middlesex
Yes, they did.
County?
Uh-huh.
And what was it like? Do you remember any stories from their end, like how the area was being developed at that time, or how was it?
They say that, the area was being developed. They worked on a farm most of their life, because like I said, Middlesex, they didn't have no, what you call, money-paying job. I mean, if you made $1 an hour, you done good in Middlesex County back in the day, Because I remember the days that I had to go and work on the farm before I left out of here to go to Newport News shipyard. I think we would pay you like you work all day in the tomato field, picking up potatoes. You might have made $9 or $10, you know. But other than that, like I said, we had some. It wasn't bad, you know, but we had a few racial problems in the county, you know. Like I say, but you don't pay too much attention to them. Don't say nothing. Go on about your way and get over it. It's not like today. Today, it's everything that changed. I think it's worse now than it was when I was coming up. You know, people hating too much. You know, we don't need that in America. There's too much hating going on. So I like to see that change before I die, but I don't think I ever see it. So.
Okay. At that time when you were a child, was it mainly primarily black community, or was it a mixture of white and black? Or
it was mostly down the way. My area was mostly black, but now everybody's just blending in pretty good. You know,
Right.
You got a whole lot of now. It's getting a little bit better in some areas. I say soon some of the old folks go on their way, maybe because there's a whole lot of black and white marriage now. So
Yes, sir.
and they get along with each other. The only people down that start a problem is the old ones that sit around here. Period. I'm gonna tell you this just like it is. You got somebody that don't want this stuff go away. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, but.
So tell me a little bit about memories that you have as a kid. Do you would you play with the boys, girls outside? Was there a specific area in Middlesex Town that you would go to? What do you remember as a kid?
Well, as a kid, I used to play on a baseball team called the Middlesex All-Stars. I was the star pitcher for them. I was the star pitcher for St. Clair Walker High School.
Okay. Tell me about your middle school experiences when you were in elementary, middle school.
Okay.
Do you have any fond memories of teachers?
Yeah, the teachers were pretty nice. I didn't really have too much problem out of them, you know, because, you know, only thing they say, they look at me as being the ringleader because everybody followed in my footsteps. What I do, they do. So I guess they say I was some kind of a leader, you know. I don't know, but it is what it is. But no, when I went to, we went from the elementary school up at St. Clair Walker. I went over to the high school from 8th grade to the 12th grade. So, and basically, I got on the baseball team, set a few records. I was scouted by the Pittsburgh Pride Scout Safe Thrift.
Wow.
And matter of fact, some of the, I don't know, you know Southside Sunday?
No.
The newspaper that we had.
Okay.
You pull it up, there's some stuff in there that where I was, some of the accomplishments I did in baseball.
Oh, wow.
And you pull it up, they wrote a story on me about being in Vietnam. So.
Okay. We're going to work our way up there in a little bit. What teacher do you remember the most? Did any of the teachers have an impact on you? Motivation? Any life lessons that you learned from them that you still hold to this day that you could remember?
No, basically all of them, most of the teachers were nice to me, you know.
Do you have a favorite one?
All of them, not a favorite, you know.
Okay.
But I just liked them all.
Yes, sir.
I never was a person that really caused too much trouble. I mean, hey, I get along with everybody. I'm a human person. I'll joke with you and stuff like that, you know.
Yes, sir.
But I was down to earth person.
Okay.
I never get nobody no problem.
No problem. Do you remember, so when you went to St. Clair Walker High School, how was that experience? How was your experience being a student? Do you remember teachers or instructor specifically in that?
Yeah, when I went to St. Clair Walker High School, my coach name was Roger Cavness, baseball coach Roger Cavness. But then you had Miss Holmes. She was an English teacher, and we had about 4 or 5 different teachers. Some of them I can remember, some of them I can't remember. So, but each and every Miss Thurston, she was good. The principal was Charles I. Thurston. He was good, and sometimes he had told me a few times that I was a ringleader. Everybody looked like they followed behind me. I don't know why, but I guess because where I carried myself. I don't know, but that's me. Same way over in Vietnam, people follow behind me too.
Yes, sir.
But
do you feel that maybe Mr. Roger, the coach, helped you develop that?
Yes, he did. He showed me a lot of leadership, playing baseball, things you do and things you don't do. Mr. Thurston, he tried to keep me on track from being too bad. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, I had a few fights and stuff like that, but it go away.
All right.
But it won't no fight like where you pull out a gun and shoot somebody or take a knife and stab somebody. We dug it out with our fists back in the day.
Right.
That's where I like to see it back now, but that never gonna happen.
Would Mr. Roger, did he see your skill set? Did he see like that you had a lot of potential during your time there?
Yeah.
And what made him special? Do you feel, Mr. Roger? What was special about him?
I think he was the one that got me in touch. His name was Roger Cavness. He got me the interview with the baseball with the Sid Thrift.
Okay.
Sid Thrift came up to our high school, and we went down there and throw some baseball on the field. And he checked me out. He said, "You're real good," But he came back after I got out of Vietnam, asked me that I want to try out for the minor leagues. I told him, I'm too old. I ready to go to work.
Right.
Yeah, I told him. I was 22, going on 23. I told him, man, I'm going back to the shipyard and raise my family.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about extracurricular activities outside of playing baseball? Did you do any other activities in school?
Yes, I worked in. I used to work in the shop, building cabinets and stuff like that.
With who?
His name was Ned Thornton, our agriculture teacher, and I laid bricks and blocks. Learned that skill in high school, laying cement blocks and bricks, and also learned how to weld in high school. And that was when I went to the shipyard. That's what they put me in, at being a welder at the shipyard. So I did that for I worked as a ship fitter for 2 years until I got drafted and went over, went into service. So so you can put down Ned Thornton taught me that skill, and like I say, it went a long ways.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about festivities that happened at school? Do you remember maybe like your prom? Do you remember May Day?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was a nice time, But like I say, I went to the prom, and that was nice, and
What did you do for prom? How was it? Did you go to the girl's house? Did you go to your parents? What was that experience like?
That's a secret.
Good answer.
That's a secret.
Right.
We ain't going that far. You had me telling some stories that I don't want to tell, and I'm not going to tell that. I won't get him I won't be a a politician gone bad.
No worries, no worries. So tell me about May Day. Well, what did that mean to you, and what
May
was
Day.
it like that? Yeah.
May Day, we used to have up at the. It didn't last too long at the high school, St. Cloud Walker, but down here we used to have it down here at a school called Mill Road. You needed to go down and take some pictures of that.
Okay.
It's right down that road down here. It's called Mill Road School. Every year we used to have a May Day, and some kind of way, I look like you wrap the pole, you know. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
and so, but we used to have a good time. Had food, and then we would play games. Like I said, we'd be out there playing games, different stuff like that. So it was nice, you know. It ain't like it is today, but it was nice.
Okay.
This is Mason. I wonder if we could go back and talk a little bit about the farm work in Middlesex. Like, did you help other people with their harvest and everything?
Yes, back, I worked for the Crittner Farm down in Deltaville. Mm-hmm. In the summer, I worked for them, picking tomatoes, potatoes, planting, doing a lot of planting, harvesting the hay. When they couldn't do the hay, bale the hay, and we would load the truck with the hay, and picking watermelons, loading the truck with watermelons, stuff like that. Basically, anything that come up on the farm that pertained to where the farmer had to go out and sell it, his product, we did that. Like even to come down to watermelons, potatoes, he'd load his truck, go to Richmond, sell them at the market, and you know, want no big money in it, you know, because I think we started off like you pick up one basket of tomato, it was like 10 cents. And so you had to pick 100 basket really to get any kind of money. But it went a long way because, like I say, things were cheap back then. You could go in the store and take 25 cents and buy a lot, you know. Because I could remember when, like I say, when I first started out, when I got an automobile, gas was like 25 cents a gallon. So never see it no more.
The good old days.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it was nice.
And the baseball team, when you were pitching for the baseball team, did y'all specialize? Did you have like were you particularly good at batting, or you're more of a defensive team?
I was batting champ when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was batting champ. I played baseball. I got a couple of records that never been broken. Mm-hmm. I pitched a no-hitter, 21 coming to the bat, 21 struck out 21. And then the next week went to another school. I struck out 20 and pitched a no-hitter there too. So
the baseball teams around this area probably weren't thrilled to see you on the mound.
Yeah. They had people come from everywhere. Uh-huh. You know, some of the guys, some of the men used to take off from work to come down and see me play.
Just because we're talking about baseball, I want to skip ahead a little bit. There was a ball field in Cook's Corner, correct?
Uh-huh.
Did you ever play there?
I never played at that one. Wait a minute. Yes, I did. I'm telling my age now. We had it's a ball field. It's called Cox, the Cox Field back there. Mm-hmm. We started out as the Middlesex All-Star back there, I think. Yeah, we played a lot of games down there. Every Saturday and Sunday we used to play down there.
Just one game a day, or did you ever do any double hitters?
More like we had played double hitter. Like Saturday and Sunday, we was our main day playing baseball. But
it sounds like to me you were already a good pitcher before you got to high school. Who taught you how to play?
I guess basically. I kind of like picked it up myself, you know, getting out there, throwing dirt.
Throwing dirt?
People, yeah, you know, the farmer be out there plowing, and we get out the plane and get a cloud of dirt and throw it at each other, stuff like that. But like I said, I just picked a whole lot of things I just picked up on my own. Yeah, but
Was baseball the most popular sport for the boys in Middlesex?
right, baseball, basketball.
You never played any basketball?
I played some basketball. Not that I was good at it, but I made a few points.
So after high school, you get that job down in, and it was in Norfolk or Newport News?
It was Newport News.
How'd you get that job?
I just wasn't put in the application from high school, and in a few days they hired me.
Did a lot of people from Middlesex work down the shipyards?
Yeah.
But you still lived in Middlesex when you worked here?
Right.
So did you have to drive down there?
We had a van, and later on, a lot of people were coming out of the county going there. Got a bus, got on a big bus.
Well, nowadays that drive is a little under an hour, right? What was it like back then?
Look, I couldn't believe, if I go down there now, I can't believe that I worked 42 years because it looked like when I get in my car now, it looked like it take me a long time to get there, you know. But we used to get on the van and go sleep, you know, and wake up, we at the gate.
What time of day did you guys have to leave to get down there in time?
Sometime by like 4:30 in the morning, 5. Most time we done left out by 5, give us time to go there and get our safety stuff and get on the job and eat your breakfast or a little snack. But it was good. 42 years, so if, like I said, I couldn't find nothing around here that were paying me the way they were paying me at the shipyard. So, but when I got back out the service, I went back to the shipyard and I became a nuclear tank tester.
Oh, wow.
They put me in nuclear. So I know a lot about nuclear.
Oh.
I know how to clean up a spill when they have a spill in the reactor. My name was on that list. I guess today, if they have a big spill down there, they still probably got me on the list. They probably want me to come back down and do that, but I hope they got enough people, you know. So
you were drafted, right?
Right.
So you weren't thinking about enlisting? You like the working down at the shipyard?
No, because I know what was going down the pipe. They were doing too much fighting over in Vietnam. I wasn't going over there, you know.
Did a lot of people in Middlesex get drafted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you serve with anybody that you were from?
Well, some of them went with me to in the service with me, but once we got, at our places, they went different directions. Mm-hmm. Some of them went to different folk. But I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, and infantry, and then I went to left Fort Benning, Georgia, went to Louisiana, did my AIT in Louisiana, and from there I came home for 16 days, and then I went to after I did my 16 days, after I got the AIT, I went straight to Vietnam. Mm-hmm. Went to Oakland first. And from Oakland, they outfitted us in Oakland and flew us right to Vietnam. 2 days later, we got some night training. 3 days later, after that, we went out in the boonies. About an hour after that, it started turning dark. Charlie trying to get me. Mm-hmm. So, hey, that's the story, but it didn't happen, so. You had to look out for each other and stuff like that. You had, everybody over there really was almost like one.
What was your rank when you got there?
A private. Most times it's just a private, you know.
Were you a private when you left, or?
No, I made Spec 4 when I left out, but that's EFO, and that's the whole story. But like I say, I'm pretty well. When I got over there, I'm pretty well decorated. I got a lot of medals. stuff like that.
And you like you said you love hunting and fishing. I'm sure you did that when you were a little kid. Do you
Yeah.
think coming up in Middlesex helped you get through Vietnam? You learned anything
Yeah.
down here?
Uh-huh.
Could you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, well, being, like I say, being outside, knowing the terrain that's you around, it's kind of like, it being a hunter, I know the woods, and you can't lose me in the woods because I know all the markings and all the signs. So, and it helped me over in Vietnam because everybody want to say, I said, "Now we going the wrong way," and we had a little map where we set up an ambush and different things in case we get attacked like that. We know how to call in artillery, and I know exactly how to do all this stuff. So everybody over there kind of depend on me, I was the sergeant of the machine gun squad over there. I had a couple more guys that went along with me to carry the ammo and stuff. So other than that, had a whole life. Hey, how you doing? Oh, okay.
Are these some of your trophies?
All right, let's put those.
Yeah. You see this?
This the one I
heavy.
play baseball. But I think I got some more down the road down there, but I don't. And I got there, still got some of their paperwork and stuff, where I got their most valuable player, highest batting average, But
When you would play games, let's say baseball, after you would win, if you would win, would you go out and eat with your friends, or what was it like? Where would you go to?
We'll go out and eat, and sometimes we'll, because we used to get say maybe a couple drinks, Yeah, we did pretty good.
Do you remember the name of the places you would go after the games? Was it in Cook's Corner? Or?
Yeah, Cook's Corner had a little joint up there. We go up there mostly on Friday and Saturday, Cook's Corner. And see, when I got my old 56 Chevrolet, when I was playing with the All-Stars, we used to go to Matthews, different places. Most of your baseball diamond had the little joints, juke joints around them.
Okay, can you tell me about the juke joint by Cook's Corner around? Can you tell me what was it like and your experiences in there?
We just go up there on Saturday night and have a good time. Drink a couple of beers or whatever. Sit outside and talk. And we leave there around about 10. Then we go down to Herman's Wake to the dance.
Right. Tell me about that. How was that?
That was good. You go down there and get yourself going in. Like I said, they had little bands that come from different places. Go in and do a little slow grinding and stuff like that. You don't know nothing about that.
I've heard. I don't know, but I've heard.
So you shaking your head. You don't, I told the boy that yesterday. I said, "You don't know nothing about slow grinding." So he showed me he had done this. I said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah, you." He said, "Nah, back in what they got now, they got that fast music now."
What was one of the bands that you remember going that had you're like, this is my favorite band that's coming in town?
Jammers. Well,
We heard it.
Jammer. They had a different band. Then now, Wilson Pickett came here a few times, but he was down at their wagon wheel.
Wow.
When they would come, where would they stay? Like the artists, the singers, where would they stay at?
Either they branch off and stayed in Newport News. Most of down in Gloucester, they probably go to Newport News.
Okay.
They had a few little motel on 17 too. So.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the racial tensions during that time? How was it?
Yeah, well, it had a few places that just didn't want to let it die. I mean, like around here, you don't go around them, you won't have no problem. Because they used to have a little Middlesex to me is one of the worst. Got back in the, well to the day, it's still racial. Because I went to a house the other day, me and my friend, and they had a finishing deck on the side of the road. I said, "Oh, that fit my tractor. I'm gonna go there and check it out." And and they had $1,250 on it. I said, "That's a good price. I can handle that." So she said, "Well, somebody at the back, you ought to go and see if he wants to sell it." I said, "Yeah, you got a price on it." So we went to the house, but he had disappeared, and so on side of his house, he had a big sign up, had Trump on it, and then underneath Trump he had some kind of gun.
Wow.
And then he said, if you trespass, you get on his property illegal without any kind of permission, you be shot on the spot. Wow. This was down. It's still there. If you think I'm lying, you can go right down there. You can see the Trump stuff on that house right now, just big and bold as daylight.
Right.
And we don't need that. We don't need this in Middlesex. We don't need it nowhere, you know. And like I say, but to me, it's getting back worse than it was at first. At first, you know, we didn't have no drive-by shooting. We didn't have nobody, you go knock on their door, they will shoot you. We didn't have none of that. But now you got it. You pull up in somebody's driveway, they'll shoot you. We don't need that. But it's going back to that. But if you roll the camera back, I mean, I'm gonna give you to you straight. The racial, to me, I done been here long. I'm 76 years old. It got worse when Trump got in office. I put my hand on the Bible. Them 4 years plus when he got in office, it got worse. And I know him personally. I went to his the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City when they first opened up, and he came over and talked with me.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, he did. Him and a guy called Giuliani.
Yeah.
And a guy called, I know Christian, I know all them.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah, like I say, they had their little, they was, they had their little juke joints too. They used to do the illegal numbers and stuff, run the street numbers and stuff. Yeah. They were online. He was like what you call a mob boss.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, that's his thing, you know. I don't, as long as he don't bother me, I don't, you know.
Right.
If he bothers me, then that's going to be a different story.
Exactly. Over here, do you remember any stories that maybe your parents or you yourself witnessed in regards to the Klan back?
Yeah.
Can you share?
I've been called some names, you know. But like I say, I used to go in this store down here called Sibley Hardware.
It's still there?
Yeah, still there. Store's still there.
White owners?
Yeah. And when I used to come in there, this is the honest truth. The guy used to tell me, oh, here come that little nigger boy.
How old were you?
I was a teenager, maybe about 12 or 13. I used to go run an errand for an older guy, and he used to send me out to get maybe some drinks and some Prince. I remember his tobacco, Prince Albert tobacco. He liked that tobacco. I used to go out there, and you see 4 or 5 guys sitting around there, white guys sitting around there talking. And they used to say, "Hey, come that little nigger boy."
Wow.
So, but like I say, I couldn't say nothing, you know. I just, you know, shut my mouth up and give him the note that the man had given me to get his stuff, and then leave, you know, because you say something, it's just going to start trouble. Yeah. And if I did, they'll call my parents and say, "Your son done come out here and got nasty," and then I'm going to get a beating when I get home. So.
Did you ever tell your parents those?
Yeah, I told them. My daddy told me just ignore them.
Ignore.
Yeah. But like I say, you don't say nothing back. They can't, you know.
Okay.
I don't know whether I'd be able to do it today or not, you know.
How did you see in Middlesextown during the civil rights movement? You were still here during that time frame, right? Timeline when desegregation started occurring. How was that on your end? Like, did you see changes in Middlesextown?
Yeah, it got little violent, you know, but mostly I think it like 12 children. They went from St. Clair Walker when they was integrating to Middlesex High School up here now. They call it Middlesex High School up here now, and they ran across a lot of attention, like Hallie Holmes, and they had a little problem. But like I say, they got used to it. After a while, they got used to it. You know, the law come in and kind of like straighten it out. So after a while, they got used to it. But like I say. But like I say, you still got your little group still here, you know, in Middlesex. Not like it used to be. Like I say, I used to know where the clans used to hold their meetings, you know, on Sunday. Most of the meeting on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. And they had about like 3 or 4 different places. Sibley Hardware was one of them places. Yeah, people don't want to say it, but like say when I was 17 or 18, I asked my dad, I said, why all them cars at this place? He said, they having their Klan meeting.
Wow.
I said, oh, okay. He said, don't go around them, don't get in them. Like, yeah, but it is what it is.
Which other locations? You said there were 4 locations. That was one.
Yeah.
What are the other ones that you remember?
You got 3 or 4 of them down in Delaware. Delaware was one of the racial places in this county, and it still is. You know, like I say, you don't say nothing to them. Stay out their way. You won't have no problem. You know. Yeah.
When you went to the military, how was that? How was that experience dealing with racial?
It was some racial in there too.
Because I've heard stories a lot, especially from NAM, black against white, even within your own teams. But groups, did any of that occur to you, or any similar situations?
Yeah, because when I was in, we had a NDP, called an NDP, and this guy, I come across there, and they recognized me, you know, and I asked the guy, I said, he had a Confederate flag up, and I just asked him a question. I asked him, did he know what the flag was all about? He didn't know.
Okay.
He said he just liked the color of it. I said, oh my God. So after I sat him down, he was understanding. I sat him down, I explained it to him. He burnt the flag.
Wow.
He carried it out in front of the bunker and burnt it. You know. So I got to him. He said, I didn't know that, brother. I said, yeah. I said, that's what it was all about. And over in Vietnam, believe it or not, the enemy, they don't get back to the state because they don't want you to know a whole lot. They say they used to pass, the Vietnamese used to drop these leaflets with telling us, blacks, while we fighting them, and we still fighting in the United States. None of that hit the front page of it. And they ain't gonna hit it because they don't want to be known. Same way, my body ate up with Agent On. Now they recognize that they dropped the Agent On, but at first they wouldn't acknowledge it, you know. But now it all coming out.
When you came back from the military, when you did your time over there and you came back, were you recognized? Were you given recognition in Middlesextown? Were people more comprehensive of everything, of racial, that racial side put aside because, as a military person, you're fighting for your country? Right.
They didn't recognize us, like I say, most time, it was just like some of them would call your name baby killers and all that stuff, and we went through a lot.
And you're right. And this was a draft. On top of that, it's like you had no option. And
then you have a clown that will come up behind you, knowing you've been in battle, will try to scare you.
Wow.
And I'm still gun shocked right now. Somebody will come up behind me and make a loud noise, explosion, go, oh man, I jump out of my skin almost. You ain't gonna never get over that.
Who would do that to you? Was it like black folks or white folks or both or
Different people.
different?
It didn't, loud noise and stuff,
Right.
But I don't. Whole lot of stuff I just fight it out with my mind.
Okay. When you did the 2 years, did they ask you to come back if you wanted to do another tour, or that was it,
Yeah.
or what happened?
No.
At that point, it's like, get me out.
No, yeah, they asked me.
Okay.
I don't want. No, I'm going home. Yeah, I'm going home.
You're going home.
I left from. I think I was at Redstone Arsenal in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. And I left there and went on home. I got down to my last week. They wanted me to take a exam to be a state trooper in Washington, security or something. Anyway, I told them I'm going home. I'm tired. I went on home. Enough of military.
And where did you go once you came back? What did you end up doing after you?
Come back, went on back in the shipyard, and almost had a problem getting back in the shipyard. I had to call a number to the guy. He said, well, if you have any kind of problem getting back to your job, let us know. When we left out the service. So I had to call him and say, well, having a problem getting back in the clique, shipyard act like they don't want to hire again, Mm-hmm. If somebody made a phone call, end of story. End of story. Say, Heavy Metal made a phone call, end of story. He said, I take care of this.
Yeah.
Made a phone call. Next day I was back in the shipyard. You have any kind of problem, they weren't playing. Somebody was going to jail, or they were going to close that sucker down. But they didn't play then. And that's where it should be now. When you do a crime, you need to pay the time.
That's right.
Well, ain't no favoritism out there, That's old stuff. Old school, it's gone.
Okay. And I know I've heard a lot about shipyards, and even within those communities. How was it like in your experience living in a shipyard?
Well, when I first went to the shipyard, that was in 1966. They had white toilet, they had black toilet. In other words, I had to go in the black toilet. I couldn't drink out the water fountain if it had white on it. We go out there to get our lunch on Washington Avenue. We couldn't go in the restaurant and sit down and eat. But they had a little window there. You could make your order at the window, and then somebody would bring it to you. But only one that could go in and eat was the whites. But yet they had black cooks.
Right.
Made a lot of sense, didn't it?
How about, did you hear like the news at that point, like when with the civil rights movement and and desegregation, did it take the military a little bit longer to desegregate?
Yeah.
And to integrate?
Yeah, they different places like in Alabama, them places deep down south, they had military had to step in and get it straight. And some places here in around this area here, like I think West Point had a problem. They had to call the military in there, at a couple of restaurants. They didn't want to serve the blacks. So. And a couple of little towns around here had problems. It's in the history book, but but now, like I say, that old guy in Florida, he trying to hide a whole lot of stuff. He own all their books that got stuff like that. He want them off the shelf. Hey, I want my child to know what went on.
Right.
Not that they are going be violent, but you need to know your history. But a whole lot they don't know the history. and then try to find out. But so I don't know.
When did you come back to Middlesex?
Well, from the service,
Yes, from the service after you were done.
it was August 1970, August 11, 1970. I never forget it.
Okay.
I went in August 1968.
Okay.
Came back August 1970, down to life. Down,
Right.
You know.
When you came back, were places like Mr. Butler's outdoor movie? Do you remember Mr. Butler's outdoor movie? Or no?
Butler.
Butler Harris?
I know the name.
Yeah. A lot of people have talked about Butler's Harris outdoor, where you could watch movies.
Yeah, I know the name. I know, well, a whole lot of the, like I say, the places kind of like it dissipated, you know.
Right. Do you remember Linz Davis restaurant? Well, Linz Davis?
Yeah. I used to go up there.
Even after you came back from the service, it would still be there?
I think it was still there. We used to have a little, we'd go up there in different places. Hammer Wake was, I think, most of them places was kind of like fading out. Like all down in Madfield, a place called Lilo, Club 17. It was kind of fading out, so.
Which other places that you remember around that area that existed that slowly faded out besides the ones we just talked about?
Mary Francis in Urbana, outside Urbana, a place called Mary Francis. That kind of like eventually faded on out. Then there was a place called the Coon Nest down there. That kind of like faded on out.
What was that about? What happened in there?
You could go down there and dance after hours, you know, and have a good time. Back then, they didn't need license. I could go there and put up a joint. I didn't need no license. Now, you better have a license when you open up a place.
What do you think happened? Why did those places start closing down? Why did they start leaving?
Because they were having a whole lot of trouble. People started fighting amongst each other. Things started getting wild out of hand. Cops will come in, and then you got a couple of dignitaries in the county. If you have a trouble like that, they'll just close them down, you know.
How did that impacted the community?
Everybody kind of like stayed at home and like I say, everybody moved for a little while to had the parties at their own house or cookout and kind of basically what was left of the baseball on Saturday and Sunday, go to a baseball game on Saturday and Sunday, that started fading out. After that faded out, everything else, everybody started doing their own thing, do their own backyard cookouts, and, you know, that's how it went, you know. So it's just changed life.
This is Mason. What caused the baseball to fade out, do you think? What do you think caused the baseball to fade out, people going to the games?
I don't know, really. Like I say, some of the guys had getting old. The young players didn't want to play because it was too hot for them. Then it started. Only team I know, only baseball that's still around here, it'd be Deltaville Ballpark. Mm-hmm. That's all. Well, mostly, that's integrated now. Let's say if I was young, I could go down there and play with them, but we don't have no black baseball team in the county anymore. None of that.
When you got back, I know you said you ready to start working. Did you ever did you ever play any pickup games, or did you ever coach baseball?
No, really never got into coaching. You know, I just showed my grandsons how to, you know, we put a glove on Sunday, and I show them how to throw maybe a curveball or something like that. But
well, we haven't talked about your family. You have kids. You have grandkids.
Yeah, I have 5 grandchildren. Mm. They come down and terrorize my house. One of them wrecked my golf cart the other day.
They don't live here in Middlesex?
No, that one, he lived in Carolina. He was so pitiful. He said, I'm going to pay for it. I said, he just cracked the windshield. He said, then before he left, he said, am I on restriction? I said, yeah. I said, it'd be a while before I let you drive it again. Yeah, so, but I got my granddaughter, her name is Lana, and she's studying to be a lawyer. She won't be a civil rights lawyer. So she took the class the other day, but I haven't heard back from her yet, you know. So, and then I got a couple, my daughter, my granddaughter, not my daughter, she got the twins, Chance and Chase. One of them in college, and the other one, he went to college too, but he said college wasn't for him, so he came on home, and he got a walk-on job working with an engineer, $31 an hour.
Nice.
Nice. So I jumped on him a few weeks ago when I go stay with I couldn't go home and stay because of my surgery and stuff. And I went down there, I said, why are you in at work today? Day Friday. He said, let me tell you something. He said, I'm getting paid for today. He said, what I'm doing now, I'm doing all my stuff at home. All he do is go around, when they put these big buildings up and stuff like that, he measured the concrete, the strength of it, you know. I said, boy, you got it made.
Does he live in Middlesex?
No, Williamsburg.
Oh, okay, but nearby.
Yeah, Williamsburg. But like I say, I got a brother. He do masonry work. And I have a sister. She basically come over here now and take care of my mother. But other than that, we getting old, man.
How was it for the other veterans from Middlesex? Did they make it back home?
A few of them got killed over there that I know of. But
do y'all have like a VFW around here?
Only thing we have is it's one around here, but I'm trying to think of where it at. I think it might be in Gloucester. Yeah, it is in Gloucester. And they got I'm a lifetime member of Chapter 58 in Gloucester. That's the DAV. So, matter of fact, I got an exam coming up. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is, man. I just went to a cardiac, what you call it, where they shock your heart.
You had to get a defibrillator, cardiac arrest.
Right, get me. I had AFib, and so some kind of way the guy put a claim in for me. So I talked with the lady this morning. I said, "What this test all about?" I said, "I got the thing said I got a test coming up in Williamsburg on the 4th. What is it all about?" And she said, "Yeah, you need to come. We're gonna do the heart monitor thing, where we check your heart out and all this stuff." I said, "That's just been done." I said, "I just got fresh new paperwork already on that." I said, "Why I got to go through that again?" I said, "I don't need y'all to be." I said, "All you do is call a VA and get my record." I said, "Y'all VA, right? You know, call them and get my record. Why are you gonna put me through the same thing again?" You know. So I guess they got their own thing. That to get a little bit of benefits, you know.
When you were a kid and people got real sick like that, did you have to get a doctor to come in, or did you go somewhere outside of Middlesex for treatment like that?
No, we never had doctors come in. That's been going a long time. You got to go outside and get doctors now. Cause I got my doctor at the VA, and then I got a doctor in Deltaville. But if you need them, sometimes they tell you all depending on how bad you are, you might get them, and they might tell you you have to wait, you know, because they got a waiting line. So, hey.
Was that how it was back in the day too?
Yeah. Back in the day, most likely they'll take you. But sometimes I remember when they had a doctor would come to your house, but that's gone out now. But other than now all your treatment, like I say, I go to the VA. I got a primary care doctor up there, Miss Rapp, and she been taking care of me for the last 20 years, I guess, when I come out of service. Because I had problems getting into the VA and getting into the hospital when I came out of service. The man said, when I was trying to get benefits when I come out of Vietnam, he told me if I wasn't sick or dying, it wasn't no benefit for me.
Wow.
That was a lie, I don't know. So I just kept pushing it, and I finally started getting some things in, like say maybe about 2012. But when I first got out of the service, I had to carry my tail on back to the shipyard because I had a skin disease. And that's what they got down now, skin disease. That was one of the claims that they put in,
Was that from Agent Orange?
Yeah. I got specks all over. Some you see, sometimes the little white stuff come up, like a little pus bump, it'll come up, and when they pop, you saw up here on your skin. Man, it's gonna be with me I'm gonna die with it. Either I'm gonna die or they're gonna turn to cancer. It probably already cancer. This thing told me. They said I got a cancer. I got tumor. I got liver, and I got now the heart. All that triggered from being exposed to Agent On. They already done said it, A whole lot of this stuff that I got now come from being exposed to Agent On. I know it did because we used to drink water out the bomb cradle. Put a purification tablet in it and drank it. And it was just killing us. But I've been here 76 years, so me and God on the same track.
You mentioned you're a gardener, right?
Yeah.
Do a lot of when did you start keeping your garden?
I put out some tomatoes maybe Monday.
Oh yeah, you started this this time. But when in your life did you start gardening?
Oh man, I guess most of my life really. I always planted something.
Is that how a lot of people were in Middlesex?
Yeah, 'cause I used to, I got like a green thumb.
You mentioned people in the community come by and get something from you.
Yeah, I let them go and get what they want. Some of them want me to pick it and bring it to them. Ain't gonna happen.
Dude, how many acres do you have, or do you have like a small garden? How big
I
is it?
got a ranch down there, man. I got a nice. I just told my daughter between her and my son, it's enough land to go around, and then if the grandchildren want to build on the land, they can build on the land too. Because I don't think where I'm going, I don't think my master gonna want me to bring it up there. So I told him I signed 14 acres over to them.
Right.
And then I told my son the house is there, and if he didn't want the house, don't sell the house. Let one of the grandchildren, because it's all fixed up and everything, and let one of the grandchildren stay in it. And they won't build more homes, they can go on down the back. There's a lot of land down there, got to overlook a swamp. And it go back to about a mile or so back in the woods. Yeah, so it got, then I got some land over West Point too.
What does owning land mean to you? What is the importance of owning land?
Well, to me, it was available, and I had the money. Rather than messing the money up, I buy it because to me it makes sense. I don't want my children to go through what I've been through. In other words, it's their farm. And if I'm gone, they mess it up, it's on them. That's what I told my daughter. I said, this land is for you. You mess it up, it's yours. It's your baby. But it's like I said, I had the little children, school children, when they was on spring break. They came to the house. I had some pine cone, pine trash. Those little children were like, I think the older one might have been 12. Those little children got out there and they worked their butt off. They didn't want on a cell phone. They did a beautiful job. I had to feed them, but that wasn't no problem. I got pizza for all of them, drinks, and then I give them $25 a piece. They come hug me. Thank you for the money. Oh, man. So, hey, I told them, y'all can come back anytime you want. You can come back since you're going back to school. You can come back on Saturday. I said, you come back, I'll feed you, and I'll pay you too.
That's right.
And they love it.
You mentioned your daughter. I'm not sure if it was your daughter that wants to be a civil rights lawyer or is a civil rights lawyer.
Yeah. She on that.
Can you tell me what was her motivation behind that? Like, what happened that she wanted to go that route? Why did she do that?
At first, she wanted to be a district attorney or something.
Okay.
She wanted to be that, and then she decided she want to switch over. Because Miss Adolfho, that lady just come in here, told her to give her a call because she was a lawyer and a judge, you know. So my daughter is pretty. She got a gift. She real smart, and then I done had a lot of stories with her. She's scared of the boys. The twin boys used to put a squirrel tail. You know, they had a squirrel tail. They used to run her with it. Oh man, she get out of whack. But anyway, she said she want to be a civil rights lawyer. But I told her, I said, Lana, I said, what would you do if you was a Commonwealth attorney? If I come in the court, would you give me a break? She looked at me. She said, Daddy, where I would practice, if you do the crime, you're going to pay the time. I said, and she meant that.
Wow.
She won't give me no break. Yeah, don't break me, all right. She pretty tough, pretty tough.
Do you think she got that from you?
Yeah. You mess up, it's going to be on you. Because my grandson, he on restriction now because like I say, he wrecked my golf cart. So it was funny when he left there to go back to Carolina. He called me Coon Papa.
Okay.
So he said, am I on restriction? I said, yep. But I found out what happened. I had two of them around there, two golf carts. He was racing the girls, and he was trying to duck them, and ran into my teller.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so.
Is the teller okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell me maybe some names of the people in the community that are prominent Black figures that people have known throughout time?
Well, most of the prominent ones that I know taught school, but they going on the way now. Joe Cameron, he was prominent, but one now, Miss Saddlefish, she blending in now pretty good. She's trying to get the things accomplished, and I'm gonna put myself in it because I got drafted to do a project. They not put me down the highway marker you see up there, St. Clair Walker. Yeah, I was responsible for getting that put in. I spearheaded that.
Tell me a little bit about that. How was that like, and why did you want to get involved in that, and how did you do it? How did you manage?
Drafted. Well, actually, what happened, I'm a member of the NAACP, been forever so long, and I was at a meeting one night, and the president, I looked at her, I said, look, she said, any old business? I said, yeah, there's plenty of old business. I said, you need to go open your book up, and you'll find out. She said, what you talking about, Louis? I said, we got me and my cousin were working on a project. It was, we were trying to get something for some of the trophies that were left in trust with the school up there, and they disappeared, and we need to be recognized for that. So, and I went to the county supervisor, Matt Walker. He said, Louis, you come up with an idea, then you and Purnell can come see me and tell me what y'all want, and we'll recognize you for the stuff that you've done. So anyway, so I told the girl in the NAACP, I said, look, we need to get this done. And she told me, one of the girls, she said, Louis, since you know so much about it, why don't you take it over? I said, I could. So I went on to take it over. I went to the school superintendent, got with him, and me and him, we come up with some ideas. I told him, he asked me what I think would be sufficient. I said, we really need to go ahead and put a highway mark out in front of that school because it's historic, and recognize that school up there. You took a picture of it?
Not yet.
You need
to
go up and take a picture of it. It's nice.
Definitely.
It came out good, and man, it was a good turnout.
Yeah.
So.
What did it mean to you doing this, giving that recognition? What did it mean to you?
It meant a lot, you know. It's all in it. It was all in the paper and thing, you know. But I mean, I probably could do a few more things, but I'm getting at the age now, man. I'm trying to enjoy myself. I know I can do a lot. I was gonna run for one of the county office supervisor, but I'm a little too old. I don't want no. I'm too stressed out now going back and forth to the VA trying to take care of my health. That's a whole lot. You know?
Yes, sir. Are you still part of with the NAACP? Are you still a member? Or
yeah, I'm still a member.
You're still
always gonna be a member of that, you know. But like I told him, I said, but I go to the meeting. I had been down for a while. I haven't gone to just online. We do it on Zoom now. But they didn't open back up, so I'm gonna get back into it, you know. And but other than that, we're doing a few things. You took a picture of the trail up there?
No, we haven't. Right? No, not yet. We haven't. We
it's
haven't
nice.
yet. We will definitely.
I'm on the Heritage Committee too.
You're in the Heritage Committee. All right. So you're seeing this project also unfold.
Right. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, right. So
fantastic.
I'm on that, and like I say, I know it's a lot that I could do, but I'm to the point now in my life. I got to start living for me and my grandchildren and the family, you know.
Yes, sir.
So I want to take care of my house around there and do what I have to do. Get up in the morning, don't have nobody boss me, be my own boss, you know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, my friend, she get an attitude sometimes. What you do today? I said, I ain't do nothing. She's still working. I said, nothing. She said, just what I thought. I said, I said, long as you got a job, I don't have to do nothing. I still get my Social Security check.
That's right.
Oh, Lord, man, what I tell man. Hey, I say I'm a down-to-earth person, and I'm gonna be the way I am until the day I die, whether people like it or don't like it. That's the way I am, you know. They say, you need to do this. No, I don't. No, I don't.
That's right.
My mother get at me sometimes. She said, "What you do today?" I said, "Nothing." Yeah. I want to go to the casino. I go to the casino. Like I said, I want to go to the park and chill out. I go to the park and chill out. Hey, I got a nothing day, and that's gonna be till the day I die.
All right, Louis.
I help different people out, you know, in the community, and I'm too generous in giving people money though, you know, and I don't ever get it back. Cause this guy the other day, he lost his credit card and the wallet, and and he needed money to get back to Georgia. I said, man, I said, I had kind of in my heart, I give you $40. He said, that ain't gonna help me.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, well, I don't have no hard cash on me right now. He said, well, he got a pretty gold ring, 14. He took that off, and he give me this here. He said, make it $100, you can have both of them.
Huh.
Wow.
And I said, man, I really don't want it. I said, but I just can't give you $100 without getting something. So anyway, he gave it to me. And I asked her about it. The lady said, you got over on him. And he told me, he said, God gonna bless you. That was the guy told me, man. He looked like he was about to cry.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He said his children was hungry, and he got to get out of town and get back home. So.
You're wearing that right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you get the ring too?
I left the ring at home. I'm gonna give my grandson the ring because the ring it's a scorpion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nice. 18 karat gold.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio.
I told you.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I bought it. I know. He told me. He said this here and the ring. He said was $1,000.
Wow.
He just couldn't change it. He couldn't. I guess there's no shop like pawn shop or nothing around.
Now I'm gonna give him my grandson. Both of their twin. They're scorpion. I already give one of them a gold necklace, so I'm gonna give him that. You know.
Cool.
Okay.
I told him what I do. I said, since I give you a gold necklace, I got something else with your name on it. And I told him what it was. I said, I want you to take it and get it appraised. All I want is half of what it worth. Mm-hmm. That's what I told him. I said, because you make $31 an hour, you ought to be able to pay your way. Hey.
All right, Louis, we're here over an hour now. Is there any other comments or maybe questions or not even any comments that you want to leave behind?
No, I'm having the time of my life, so.
Okay, let me ask you a different question. What message would you like to leave for the next generation, for your great-grandchildren to listen to when they see this video?
Get involved.
Get involved.
I try to get my sister and my brother, they went to sign. I try to get them involved into this. I said, because one day, your children will know your legacy. They're going to come up and say what school you went to and stuff like that, you know. So, and then, like I say, probably a video going to come out and they can look at that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but other than that, you know, I just select for people, more people with this project get involved, you know, because we losing our history, especially Black history. Black history trying to, once you lose history, you ain't gonna get it back.
No, sir.
You know, like I say, because some of those, like I say, some of those politicians, I couldn't. They don't need to be running, you know. They don't have no kind of idea. Just like that one we got now. Joe Biden asked him for a budget. He haven't even come up with a budget yet. You know, between me and you, if he don't do something, if they don't do something, you might not get a check. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Joe gonna let that happen. I think he'll override it before he let that happen. Because I never seen such things in all my life where you got a one party hate the other party. I never seen such a thing. And what hurt me so bad in my heart, all the fighting that I have done over in Vietnam, trying to protect this country, see the attack on the Capitol. That I almost when I was looking there, I almost cried. You don't do your Capitol like that. You know, that was sickening. You know, that was sickening. That was a bad day in history. And yeah, they should be punished. Yeah, to the max. Yeah, because if I had gone up and done that, I've been punished to the max. So and need to have two different standards, you know.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but if y'all looking at me, Brother Trump, I'll put you in jail forever till the time you have remaining. Yes, because you know it's bad. You know what you did. You're a grown up. Pay for it. My daughter say you do the crime, you pay the time. So pay the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Lewis, before you head out, I just wanted to see if you could just say for the records, which Medal of Honor, which medals or any awards did you receive when you were in, after you came back from the war, what did you receive?
They sent me the Bronze Star. I got the Bronze Star with the V.D. Vice. So I think what they trying to do now, they gonna, I heard that if you got more than one medal, they gonna give you, the government's supposed to be coming out with some, I don't know what it is, like something, like a congressional medal or something like that, you know. See, I got the, oh man, I got a whole lot of stuff, oak leaf clusters and.
Okay.
But you can pull it up on Southside Center, you'll see it.
Okay.
It got me there as, he had a title up there by being in hell. It's like being in hell for me. But it's bad when you're out there and all of a sudden you hear something say, boom, to boom, they shooting a mortar and you see all that fire jumping all around you. You don't know when they're gonna hit you. That's why my heart is messed up now. But they don't admit it. But like I say, I thank God. I thank you guys for coming and doing what you do. And like I say, that I done lived to be 76, you know. Yeah, so. Okay. But the guy at the VA he said, Mr. Briggs, you don't look 76. He said, we're going to try to keep you around 10 or 15 more years.
All right.
I said, that's cool. I said, but it's not your choice. It's by God Almighty, His choice. If He want me to be around, I'll be around, you know. But I'm going up to see Him on the 26th. But I think I'll be taking this medicine for the rest of my life. Keep my heart on track.
All right, Mr. Lewis.
Right.
With that said, we're going to conclude the interview. I want to thank you again for your service and thank you for doing
bad,
and thank you for this interview.